What to do, Modified family? We're out here again in the EP3. You can always tell because the seats are very distinct. I love them. I just want to fix this faded upholstery in the middle part. But either way, we're here to work on the steering wheel. I have the battery disconnected, so hopefully that will allow the airbag not to explode in my face, and everything will go as planned. And what else? Oh, and I want to do the center console today, so we'll at least get it started. But first, you got to give me 5 on my black hand side, and let's go. Here's a better shot from last video of where I need to button up. I need to get this side to suck in, and then it'll be perfect, because the other side is just fine. But I'm still very stoked on this. It's very bright in here. There you go. Yeah, still very stoked on that. But yeah, steering wheel down there. I want to retain this centerpiece, but use that wheel because it's already wrapped. And I want to do that same thing to this wheel once it's off. These are my new centerpieces to replace these centerpieces. So I'm hoping it all goes as planned. I think for the steering wheel, there are side panels that pop off on both sides. And the RSX and EP3 steering wheel should be identical. I know they have the same splines. I used to run these in my EK hatches, and I'd always find the RSX wheels because they're a little bit more abundant and cheap. But I do want to retain, like I said, my Honda logo. So let me pop this off. I did buy the security star drive from Harbor Freight, so hopefully that's all I need to get this wheel to pop off. I got distracted, which is very easy to do. But for my setup, I just took the shift knob off. It just unscrews from here. This part was already loose, so I just pulled it away the rest of the way. That emergency flasher was malfunctioning, so I think I need a new one. But the new bottom piece that's the correct color has it. So I just need to plug that in. But of course I forgot it at home because it was not connected to this piece. But that's neither here nor there. So this is out super easy, so I'm leaving this out. And I really like this shift boot over this shift boot. So if I can take off this piece and put that one's on there, I would like that better. So I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. Stereo came out super easy. There's only 3 plugs on the back of this bad boy. 2 for the AC control and 1 right there. And there was 1 Phillips head screw on the side that was holding the stereo in. I like the stereo in. I don't have any problem with this, so I will continue to run that. And I will at least get the top piece in, but I need to do something about this. And I'm gonna wander around the shop to see if I have any paint for this. This was part of the video. I just kind of got distracted because I was gonna do this one first, but then I started pulling on this. And also, just like my center console piece, watching a video about how to remove this, and someone's like, well, if someone's done this work before, sometimes they don't put all the screws back in. And that was exactly what happened with this. It was just sitting in these mounting points. It was not anchored in. It actually doesn't even have the anchoring stuff, but this new one does, and I will install this. It's really not in the way, and I think that the net benefit of putting the screws back where they belong is less loose pieces, less rattling, so the car sounds good and like the way it was supposed to sound. Okay, we're back outside. So I wanted to sand this down and smooth it out, and I already like the style of it sanded down. We can see some of the black parts coming through, but all I had was 80 grit sandpaper. So I started with a razor blade, and I just worked these outside edges just to smooth them up, because it looks like whoever painted it might have painted it in place. I don't know. So it looked like things were sticking together, so I wanted to make it so it would clip in and out with no problem. Not that I was worrying about damaging this paint job. And then I had some leftover 80 grit, like I said, from when we painted my last hatchback that we sold. And so that was still on the sander, kind of worn out. So I used that just by hand, just to rough it up. Then I cleaned it with some window cleaner, because I think that would be pretty grease-free. And then I have this. I have one last automotive primer spray can. And if I can get a nice even coat with this, then I'll let it dry, and I'll keep working, and I'll put it back in when everything is safe to touch. My better senses came about, and I thought, this is not my trash can. So I covered it with a lot more paper towels, and I taped them down so they wouldn't blow up in the wind. I think that's pretty solid. I mean, you could see the sanding marks. And I wish I would have had a finer grit sandpaper. But again, I didn't like plan for this day that well. And also, I was just working with the materials I had. So it'll be 1,000 times better. It already looks good. I talked to my shop mechanic. I'm like, hey, do you have a can of black spray paint lying around? He's like, yeah, look in that bucket. He had a bunch of different cans to choose from. There was high temp. This is not a high temp application. I mean, some pretty hot music gonna be played through here, but I also didn't want gloss, so I'm using a flat black. So hopefully that adheres well to this. It's sitting right in the sun. The breeze is very minimal, so this is very ideal for painting something like this. All right, family, tell me true. How's this look? I think I did pretty good. I am definitely not a painter. I don't see any runs. It seems like pretty good coating. Maybe right there, I need one more spritz. This side looks good. This side looks pretty good. I was standing, I think, over here and spraying this way. So I just need to come over here and do that one more time. And then I'm gonna head back to the car and pull the steering wheel off. I got a little frustrated and I didn't film a lot of what went on, but I got the steering wheel off. And I took this off because this is the nicer of the two. So I wanted to run this one because I want to use like the best of everything. But then it just wouldn't work. For some reason, the airbag spots like this on this steering wheel wouldn't align with the other one I was trying to put on. And then even when I tried to put this one on, it still didn't line up, which I thought that was weird because this is the centerpiece that came with that steering wheel. So super annoying. So I just put the stock one back on. So it's just a while of me sweating, but I will find a nice cover for this. I would like a sewn-on one. I don't want to do it myself because I'll do a really crappy job. I want it done nicely. That way at least it looks good, feels good. I want that velvet kind of feel to it. But stereo, no longer pink. There are some drawbacks. This one was broken so that the internal fans don't move when you move this. That's all right. I'll just kind of face them towards me. This one does work. I'll just kind of face them towards me with a screwdriver and just rock with that. This should all be good. I have not tested it out. I'm gonna fire this bad boy up to see. I put everything back on except for the emergency flashers. That's still home. The one that won't make the flashers stay on permanently. But then this looks a lot better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks a lot better than it did when it was that. And this is the thing I painted. Came out well. I just scuffed it, sanded it, cleaned it with window cleaner. That's like my favorite degreaser because it's usually what's lying around. And then I did turbo can primer, automotive primer, and then some flat black Rust-Oleum that my mechanic had. So I mean, if it stays looking like this, I will be fine. Another thing is they had drilled custom holes in this to get the fitment they wanted. I wasn't going to do that, and I also got those two lower brackets to hold, so this should be nice and tight. The more stuff I can tighten in this car, the quieter it'll be. It doesn't rattle a lot now, but that's kind of a thing with old cars. You know, as you drive them, they start getting rattly because people do a modification and then forget to put stuff back in. So this is 90% done. I'll figure out something with the steering wheel. It'd be cool to find a different steering wheel, but a lot of like the race ones, like the Type R ones, they don't have this stuff. That's the same reason I'm not switching my throttle body, because I want to retain cruise control. I'm actually not even sure if cruise control even works in this car, but it has it, and I want to make sure it works. You never know what you're going to mess up. But I didn't mess anything up, because the horn works, the stereo works and comes on. I separated whatever those wires were. I think they went back to a subwoofer, but I might have broke them off in the trunk. And so I'll probably just clip them on this side. I'm sure this would come in handy if I needed a subwoofer, but there is a crap ton of wires in here. And so yeah, just that's the last piece I got to put in. And man, this looks so much better. That pink was annoying as hell. It just made my car look cheap. It made it look broken. So I'm much happier like this. And I'm ready to rock and roll. I still need to get that check engine light to go away. It's not currently on, obviously, because the battery was disconnected. But progress after progress, things are going good. I gotta remember to put my little hoodie back on this so it doesn't get hot. Sitting here in the sun. Thing back on. Bam, my little Type R hoodie. All right, Modified family, thank you for coming along with me. This is kind of frantic, but we still did make progress, even though it wasn't everything I wanted to be. It didn't turn out perfect. just making this car better than when I got it is what I want. I want it to last. I want it to be enjoyable. And so far, it is all those things.